Just doing a sound check to check that we can be heard, because, usually helps.
That's usually.
Sometimes. Not all the time, though. I mean, I cop a deafen more often than not. Just doing a sound.
Hello all, welcome to the watch along for this evening's clash between Leicester and Sheffield. I will just be giving you updates from Kings Lynn because somebody forgot to renew their discovery and didn't find out till today.
About 5 minutes ago, to be exact.
You've got Alan and Dill on the commentary with you, so take it away, gentlemen.
Al, do you want to look at the Sheffield team first, Mush?
Yes, I can do.
Oh boy.
So, lining up for the Sheffield Tigers at number 1. Guesting for Sheffield tonight for the injured Jack Holder will be Tom Brennan. Running at number 2 is Anders Rowe. Running at number 3 is Australian Josh Pickering. At number 4, it's another Brit in Lewis Kerr. At number 5, it's Australian Chris Holder. At number 6 is another Aussie, Justin Sedgman. And at number 7, another Brit, Leon Flint.
Al, who's your Sheffield man to watch?
My Sheffield man to watch, I've gone for Chris Holder. Decent enough rider that I quite like watching ride Speedway, so hopefully can have a good meeting for Sheffield tonight.
I've gone for Anders Rowe. I like Anders Rowe. He's a good chap. He's in some really good form this year as well, particularly for Sheffield, but also for Poole and Leicester's a track he rides generally quite well. Palmer, who's your Sheffield man to watch?
I went for Chris Holder, but Alan nicked him at the very last minute. I think, he's had a bit of a dip in form and he needs to rekindle that form a little bit now. Oh, bloody hell, internet TV. I've just got to have to ditch the idea of being able to try and watch this meeting tonight.
It is uploaded onto YouTube after the meeting in full, but that's obviously no good to you for this watch along, is it?
That's no good now, is it?
It's true.
It is what it is. But yeah, so Chris Holder's my man to watch this evening for Sheffield.
For the Leicester Watling JCB Lions, Max Frick rides at number 1. Ride replacement at 2 for the injured Luke Becker. Ryan Douglas goes at 3. Carl Howarth at 4. Sam Masters at 5. Drew Kemp at 6. And Joe Thompson, the rising star, at number 7. Palmer, your Lion to watch.
I went for Ryan Douglas, if I remember right.
You did.
And get in. I went for Dougie. He got a max done there last week, and he's in a rich vein of form at the minute. He had a bit of a cramp on at Poland over the weekend, but Poland isn't the UK, and I think Dougie should be in for a good one tonight.
Al, your Leicester man to watch.
My Leicester man to watch is Sam Masters. He's been on a good run of form, Sam, both for Leicester and his championship side, Oxford, and if he can keep that form up, I'm sure he'll be pivotal in that Leicester side.
I've gone for the boring option of Max Frick. He's looked really good around the Hydro Scand Arena this year. To be honest, he's looked good everywhere, but particularly at home. He's riding on the crest of a wave, and with all due respect to Tom Brennan, he's a different animal than Jack Holder would have been. So I think Max Frick will just have a little bit more freedom at number 1. Palmer, do you want to quickly run us through the lineups of the meeting you're covering at Kings Lynn?
Oh, go on then. So, riding for the Kings Lynn Stars at number 1 is Richard Lawson. At number 2, Noah Dawn. Nikolai Clint rides at 3. Chris Harris at 4. Niels Christian Everson at 5. Jan Quebec at number 6. And Luke Harrison at number 7. For the Birmingham Brummies ride replacement, operates for Bartley Epson Jensen at 1. Paco Castagna rides at 2. Tobias Muselat rides at 3. Keenan Rue at number 4. Matty Zagar at 5. Jonas Jepson at 6. Jason Edwards at number 7.
Men to watch for that one. We'll start with Al, being as he done the prep for this one.
So for Kings Lynn, I've gone to, and I apologise to Mr. Palmer, I've gone for Luke Harrison. It'll be interesting to see Luke riding at Premiership level now. He's been really good for Scunthorpe in the Championship, and I'm sure if he can bring his Championship form to the Prem, then I see him having no issues down at Rising Star. And for Birmingham, I've gone for Paco Castagna. He's been pretty good for the Brummies the last few meetings that I've seen of him, so if he can continue on that form, then I'm sure he'll be vital for the Brummies tonight.
Palmer, you're meant to watch.
Oh, I have a dodgy link to watch the meeting.
Now, does it work? That's the question.
Josh Pickering's just coming out on parade. It'll do.
You're miles behind.
I'll just keep covering this.
Yeah,
and I'll
we'll do
miles
this
behind.
Yeah.
So my men to watch, I've gone for Nikolai Clint for Kings Lynn.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to have a good meeting. He's dropping off the radar a little bit. It's old Clinty, so needs to have a decent one. And for Birmingham, I've gone for Jonas Jepsen because he's getting all right now. He's at reserve and he's ginger.
So for Kings Lynn, I'm gonna go for the obvious one, Yankovic at number 6. He'll absolutely clean up the points, and so he should as a Grand Prix rider at reserve. He's really good around the Adrian Flux Arena, and I expect tonight to be no different. For Birmingham, I'm gonna go for Matty Zagar. Looked absolutely inspired last week, to be honest. Trapping well, riding smart. Looks rejuvenated after his visa issues, and hopefully he can carry on that form again. And Kings Lynn's a place he notoriously goes quite well at. So lastminute.com change around for this one. Alan now steps in to do lineups and results. I'll call the action. Palmer brings us the updates after the track raids at Kings Lynn, and we'll see how it goes. Palmer sounds really fed up. Trust you to realise just before the start.
I was convinced that because the last GP was on the 31st of May, and I was able to watch that on my Discovery. So surely it wouldn't have run out if it says it's meant to come out on the 28th of June.
It's a bit strange, isn't it?
I no.
You get paid on just the right day Friday though, so you don't miss the GPs in Manchester Friday and Saturday.
Yay.
That's 31 quid you could have done without spending just yet though, eh?
You're telling me.
Oh dear. This is the first of, the second watch along of the day for us, but that one earlier doesn't count. We've also got one on Wednesday, a BSN one, which Palmer knows hasn't run out, so he'll be back for that one. Alan has football on a Wednesday, so Al won't be around for that one. Any news on gates from this one? Has anyone got the updates open so we can have a look at what's going on with the gates for Leicester and Sheffield?
I've seen that Sheffield had won the toss. So going by that, I'm assuming they've taken gates 1 and 3.
We can't assume, Al, because otherwise that throws off our programme.
I'm just going off they are off gates 1 and 3 on the updates.
That's all we
on
needed
BSN
to know.
updates.
Who's off 1 and 3 Sheffield?
Yeah. And I can tell you who the RR is in Heat 1 as well.
Who's taking the RR?
It would be Mr. Sam Masters.
Smart. Stacking it strong in the early one. So that's the RR for Heat 1. Who's the RR for Heat 1 at Kings Lynn, Palmer? Break it to me gently, please.
I'll give you the good news first before I give you the bad.
Have the Brummies won a toss?
Birmingham won the toss and they opted to take gates 1 and 3 in heat number 1.
Up the Brummies, brilliant tossers. I already know where the RR is, so... But you can say it out for the 6 viewers we've got on.
The biased news that takes a rider replacement.
If you are watching us, get in the comments, tell us who you're supporting, tell us how you found us, all of that good stuff. We must point
Tell you
out...
what, I'll get the YouTube comments up on my phone so I can monitor them as well, as soon as I'm watching the meeting. A million miles behind.
We obviously can't show the action for copyright reasons, especially when it's TNT. We don't like copyrights with BSN or club streams, let alone a big TV company. But we can talk you through it, give you a radio style commentary, and if you do want to watch it, you can watch it on TNT Sports for the monthly subscription rate of $30.99.
But like I said earlier, if anybody wants to sponsor me £30.99, I would be greatly appreciative.
Palmer's just turned these watch-alongs into his begging bucket.
Not begging bucket. Sponsorship opportunities for the paying public.
Is that a posh begging bucket?
I've just been trying to get some tips from Nigel Tolley, that was all.
Phil, did your TNT Sports just glitch there? Really weirdly?
No.
Or was it just mine?
Oh, when the
mine
Lion
just
Leicester logo come on.
Yeah.
That's when they're coming back off a commercial break. We don't have them, do we? So it glitches for a sec while they're coming back on.
You don't have commercial breaks. I've got an advert about somebody's world tour.
Oh,
we're coming back on now.
Hey, we got 8 viewers. Thanks to anyone who's watching. We just sit here and talk about Speedway, but it's an alternative to watching updates or something. Riders are getting ready to come out for Heat 1. This is going to be one of those watch-alongs, isn't it? It runs on TV time and not Speedway time.
Oh, you never know. If we're really, really lucky, we'll be done by 10 o'clock.
At least I ain't having to mad dash out of the track this week to go and get to Mackie's in time, or at least it's not Alan that came all the way down from Glasgow a couple of weeks back to Birmingham for the rain off.
I mean, I still got to go to Leicester on the Monday, so...
You did get to go to Leicester on the Monday, and you've got to see Birmingham's first win of the season as well, so... Things you love to see.
I stood on that back straight.
On that back straight?
Right.
Oh, God.
On the back straight.
That back straight?
That's back straight. No other back straights. That
just
one.
That one. Out. Do you want to take us away with the lineup?
Yep, I will do. So the lineup for heat number 1. Just bear with me a second.
Before you do that,
yellow off gate number 1 is Anders Rowe. In blue off gate 2 is Sam Masters. In white off gate 3 is Tom Brennan. And off the outside on the red helmet is Max Frick.
What were you going to say, Palmer?
Did I make you really happy, Dill?
What's that?
The bias music, that wouldn't eat one.
It's about sodding time. I mean, well done, Toby. What a boy. Never doubted you. We'll have updates from Palmer after the... We'll use that as the filler between track grades and ad breaks for the TV on this, so there will be after every track grade this time rather than in and out. It's because there's going to be about 5 or 6 minutes every track grade whilst TV have their break and stuff. So it's miles easier to do filler with that.
It's going to feel weird to say Palmer, mute up.
Yeah, Palmer, mute up. So the start marshal walks away for the first time in Heat 1. Tapes fly, and it's a good gate from the Leicester pairing. Max Frick comes around the outside. Sam Masters on the inside. Tom Brennan's there or thereabouts, but he's in that place me and Palmer like to call no man's land. Justin Sedgman went skyward. Anders Rowe, went skywards from the start. He's just come up the inside of Tom Brennan, but the Lions are gone here after the end of lap 1. Team riding their way around. Max Frick on the outside. Sam Masters on the inside. Anders Rowe has come through into third place, but he's a little bit behind the two Lions riders. Tom Brennan at the back, and he's getting filled in already. Max Frick's clear. Sam Masters just riding his own race in second place. Anders Rowe's there or thereabouts. A mistake from Sam Masters, and he'll be there. He's got a bit of pace about him, but a poor start has put him on the back foot here. Sam's covering that inside, and Anders is riding the same line. Not going to pass if you're on the same line. Max Frick's wheeling his way around here, easy as you like, and the Lions are going to open up with a perfect start. Tom Brennan's some way cut adrift at the back now, but Max Frick around 3 and 4 for the final time. Comes down to take the flag with Sam Masters in second and Anders Rowe coming round in third.
Good start for the Leicester boys, that one.
It was a bad start for the rider off the inside, Anders Rowe, and Tom Brennan didn't really have a lot of speed. I've said this before on a watch along, but Tom Brennan's just not having the season he had last year. Do you want to give us the results out?
So the result of heat number 1 was a win for the rider in red, Max Frick. Second was his partner in blue, Sam Masters. And third, the rider in yellow, Anders Rowe. 5-1 to Leicester makes a concurrent score 5 to the Leicester Lions, 1 to the Sheffield Tigers after one heat.
The concurrent, that's a new one. Never heard that before. It's normally just called the progressive.
Sorry, progressive. I was trying to get a word and that was the first one that came to mind, so I went with it.
Concurrent? Who do you think we are?
That's what we are.
That was easy as you like for Leicester. Anders Rowe had a bit of pace about him, but paid the price for a really bad start. Max Frick never in doubt, to be honest, and Sam was there. You'd expect that probably off Leicester's 1 and 5. Smart use of the rider replacement there from Stuart Dixon to put Sam straight in. I've got to say it though, Sheffield looks stronger at reserve than Leicester do, so they'll be hoping for one straight back here.
What I will say is when I was at Leicester, Joe Thompson did really struggle for Leicester that against Birmingham. And that obviously Birmingham's not got the best of reserves, but against this Sheffield side, he's really going to have to come at the party tonight.
Oh yeah, loads of sirens. There's a police chase. Oh, brilliant. I wonder if there'll be more passing with them or with us. Hello, police chase. Or someone's told the police that Domino's is delivering for the next hour free of charge. Do you want to give us the lineup for 2 out?
Yep, so the lineup for heat number 2. In the red helmet off gate number 1 is Drew Kemp. White off gate number 2 is Justin Sedgman. Gate 3 in blue is Joe Thompson. And off the outside in yellow is Leon Flint.
Nice to see Leicester have got the start clock. Do not even get Alan started on clocks and riders at tapes and stuff. Not here anyway, but there is some way you can hear about Alan's views on that. A couple of weeks' time on the Tapes to Flag podcast, coming soon. Supported by D&D Media. Follow us on Facebook and all that good stuff. Some fella in the comments called Dan Palmer. Doesn't feel right sitting here watching a dodgy link. I wonder who this Dan Palmer guy is.
Yeah, he's not related to her, Dan Palmer, is he?
We've got 3 viewers. One of them's bound to be Winchester. He's looking for a Lord's card off us at this point. Justin Sedgman the first to settle. All of the riders have now settled in. Start Marshall walks away. Fairly even break, but the two Sheffield boys are very trapped. Drew Kemp got clamped to the inside by Sergio. There was pinned that inside, and he comes up the inside of Leon Flint to get into second place and split the Tigers pairing. Joe Thompson's putting some pressure on Leon Flint now, but Drew Kemp's there. Justin Sedgman's away and gone out in front. Drew Kemp riding a smart line to get into second in the early stages, but Leon Flint's coming around the outside of him. Just runs a bit wide, and Drew Kemp's going to clamp him to the fence. Leon's definitely got more pace about him than Drew. Joe Thompson somewhat tailed off at the rear of the field here. Leon Flint's quicker than Drew. Drew needs to ride a smart line, does drift a bit wider and does pull out a bit of a gap there over Leon Flint now, but Justin Sedgman's away and gone, and he's going to bring this home with relative ease. As expected early on, it's more of a tapes to flag style thing, but it will get better as the track progresses. Sedge is half a straight clear of Drew Kemp in second, but Drew's crucially going to split the Tigers pair in to keep the Lions just narrowly ahead as we move into the checkered flag. And that was an easy win for Sedge.
Yeah, easy win for Justin there. A little bit disappointed with Joe Thompson there. Quite sure what's going on with him. He's definitely struggling at this track. You think with him having done so many laps around here?
I just think he's struggling in general, to be honest. It was a, Jilks, he would have been absolutely flying, and he got injured. And to be fair, Joe was probably the best of the bunch, looking at his scores for Plymouth.
Oh, the result for heat number 2 was a win for the rider in white, Justin Sedgman. Second to the rider in red, Drew Kemp. And third to the rider in yellow, Leon Flint. A 2-4 to the Sheffield Tigers makes the scores 7 to the Leicester Lions 5. Sheffield Tigers.
Really smart first turn from both the Sheffield boys, but Drew Kemp just pins it to the inside and grabs that little bit of grip. Sedge sends Leon a bit wider than he'd like to go as well, I think, and that put paid to Leon's chances, really. Joe was there early on, but I do think over the course of time, Leicester will reevaluate their options with the rising star. Joe's had an opportunity, he's struggling a bit. Track looks really heavy, actually, at the moment. Flint is getting filled in there.
Yeah, this does look heavy, to be fair.
So,
and I've got to give Leon Flint credit. He was giving Drew Kemp some pressure.
The bend 2 Barmy Army stood on bend 1.
Explain it. If someone could explain that, I'd be interested to know.
You can't stand on bend 2 at Leicester. It's where the pits are.
That makes sense.
The bend 2 Barmy Army and Leicester's pits there. Ryan Douglas comes out in red here. He had a maximum here last week against, I think it was in this meeting actually, against Sheffield in the Cup. I think it was that one he had a maximum. He's having a decent season abroad. Not quite replicated that in British Speedway. Carl Eworth, you'll have watched him riding for Glasgow on Friday. Didn't look overly great, I'll be honest. So he'll be hoping to put that right here tonight.
He did not look overly great on Friday night, and also when I was there at Leicester, he was not very good. So he better put it right tonight. So the lineup for heat number 3: in white off gate number 1 is Josh Pickering. In blue off gate 2 is Kyle Howarth. In yellow off gate number 3 is Lewis Kerr, and off the outside in red is Ryan Douglas.
Track looks really grippy. There's some on the outside. There's also a little pocket of grip exiting 2 and 4 on the inside. So far, it's not quite progressed, but it never really does early on. Hopefully, in the course of time, it will get a little bit better. Got 6 people watching. Thanks for joining us. I know you can't watch what's going on, but you can hear us talk about it, and it's one of them things. It's a little bit different than Speedway updates. They do a fantastic job, but you can't really get a sense of what's going on through reading things. Start Marshal calls the riders in. Louis Kerr is the last to settle off gate 3, and he walks away. Tapes rise, and Ryan Douglas has made a beauty of a start, and Carl Eworth's there with him, and Sheffield have Leicester have exited bend 2 on a 5-1. Lewis Kerr's miles at the back already. Josh Pickering's there or thereabouts, but the Leicester boys are team riding at the moment. This will do Palmer the world of good. Scunny's former number 1s partnering up for Leicester here. Ryan Douglas has now taken the lead from Carl Eworth. Carl Eworth just riding shotgun there in second place. Josh Pickering's there in third, and Lewis Kerr is tailed off at the rear. The Leicester boys are team riding. They don't really need to be honest. There's no real pressure coming from Josh Pickering at all. yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. It's going to be another maximum for Leicester, 1 lap to go. Dougie looks comfortable. Gates 2 and 4 are absolutely dominating early on, to be honest. But Dougie's now coming into 3 and 4 for the final time, and Carl Eweth's rode shotgun there with him. No challenge at all from the Sheffield boys, in truth. And it's a 5-1 to Leicester.
Good ride from the Leicester boys there. Team riding can be done on this track. And Sheffield really nowhere to be seen, if I'm being honest. Should Lewis Kerr really be worried about his job here at Sheffield as much as he is at Poole?
He's rode better for Sheffield, I think, than he has for Poole, I'll be honest.
So the result of heat number 3 was a win for the rider in red, Ryan Douglas. Second was his partner in the blue helmet colour, Kyle Howarth, and third the rider in white, Josh Pickering. 5-1 to Leicester makes the scores after 3 heats, 12 to the Leicester Lions, 6 to the Sheffield Tigers.
That was easy. That was all done from the tapes for the Leicester boys, to be honest. That was... Dougie went really, really wide in that first turn and just found some grip. Made a perler of a gate and Lewis Kerr missed it. Josh Pickering's not renowned for his gating anyway, so that was an easy battle for Carl Eweth to win. And that was all she wrote for that one. And again, Sheffield find themselves in the position of having to hit back in heat 4 to stay in contention early on. And they will have it in the back of their minds that they lost by, was it 16 or 18 or whatever it was last week here, so they lost comprehensively last week. So that's got to be in the back of their minds.
Yeah. So the lineup for heat number 4. In yellow off gate number 1 is Leon Flint. Gate 2 in the blue helmet colour, Joe Thompson. In white off gate number 3 is Chris Holder. Side in red is Sam Masters.
After this one, there'll be a commercial for TV. We'll bring Palmer in then for any updates from Kings Lynn and any comments, being as Palmer's watching the comments for us tonight.
Well, my two meant to watch it out in this one, I just realised.
They are. A little bit of
And one of
pressure
Palmer's
here
as well.
on Noddy and Flinty. Sam Masters has already been on the track, albeit off gate number 2 earlier on.
I think he's off the favoured gate 4? Well, not one of the other favoured gates.
Yeah, 2 and 4. Gate 4's had 2 wins, Gate 2's had 1 win, nothing off 1 and 3 yet. Chris Alder will be hoping to change that if Sheffield are going to have any joy in this one. Someone from STS is watching. No idea who Cogra0109 is, but it's got to be someone from STS because I'm being called my STS name, not my proper name. Who needs a birth name? Start Marshall walks away. It's a fairly even gate, but no, he's not. Sam Masters has come over both the Sheffield boys. Chris Alder initially got the drop, but Sam Masters dragged to the first turn. Leon Flint's there as well, but Sam Masters comes round him like a hot knife through butter, as Palmer would say. The Sheffield boys have packed in the places in second and third. Chris Alder now takes up the chase after his fellow countryman, with Leon Flint holding out over Joe Thompson here. Sam Masters will probably streak away a little bit in this one now. He looked comfortable early on, and Chris Alder's putting him under a little bit of pressure now. But Joe Thompson's way off the back, so it's worst case scenario for Leicester. It's going to be a 3-all if it stays like this, and Sam's stretching his legs now. Chris Alder's there or thereabouts, but there's just no proper outside and inside definitive lines this early on. Leon Flint's being tailed off a little bit from the front too now as well, but he's comfortable. Sam Masters just got his wheeling the dirt. I'm reading the comments as we go, and it's really putting me off. There's a little conversation going on, but Sam Masters brings it home from tapes to flag. Noddy in second and Flinty in third.
Yeah, good ride there from Sam Masters, managing to hold off Chris Holder again. As I've said before, Joe Thompson struggling against the reserve pairing of Sheffield. And I just wonder whether maybe Kemp will come in at some point to replace him. But we'll wait and see. So the result of heat number 4 was a win for the rider in red, Sam Masters. Second, the rider in white, Chris Holder. And third, the rider in yellow, Leon Flint. 3 points apiece takes the scores 15 to the Leicester Lions, 9 to the Sheffield Tigers after 4 heats.
Yeah, what Al said, yeah. And we'll go on a commercial in a minute, so we'll bring Palmer in for an update from Kings Lynn.
Mr. Palmer, if you'd be so kind.
I think Dan's dead.
Oh, not again.
Yes.
Daniel's alive.
Yes.
We are getting some traffic coming from updates now by the looks of it, which is all good fun. Why didn't we start doing that sooner, Palmer?
So, I've got some bad news actually for a Birmingham supporter.
Oh, brilliant.
Jason Edwards has had to withdraw
Christ
from the meeting
on
after a crash
bike.
a crash in heat number 2. The current score is Kings Lynn Stars 5, Birmingham Brummies 6.
We had a
Heat number
3-2
one.
in there.
Heat number 1 was a win for the rider in white, Tobias Musilak, with Norrick Ladorn and Richard Lawson filling in the minor placings to make it a 3-all. Heat number 2, there was the crash of Jason Edwards, even though Jankovic was excluded, judging by the comments here. And Jankovic was excluded. Jason Edwards didn't take his place in the restaging. And that was a win for Jonas Jeppesen, with Luke Harrison picking up his first Premiership points, even though they was gifted to him. That was a 2-3, making the scores at Kings Lynn 5 points to 6.
And just as Palmer says that, we're getting the highlights of this meeting. Toby won Heat 1 with ease, to be honest, watching this. Way gone. Well
Looks
gone.
like the riders in red and blue are actually struggling a little bit.
Norrick Ladorn and Richard Lawson are racing each other. And Paco's nowhere near at the back. About time Toby won a Heat 1, to be honest. It ain't happened a lot this season, let's be honest.
If they show you the crash of Heat 2, will you let us know what it's like? Because I've got an advert for Shed and Buried on Quest.
Yeah. They're showing us all of Heat 1 at the moment, so hopefully we'll get Heat 2. That's not the news Birmingham would have wanted. Obviously Heat 8 is going to be now a 3 riders only race because it's the Rising Star and number 2. So a lot of pressure on Paco there. But that's also concerning for what they're going to do. Here's the accident. Oh yeah, Jankovic absolutely cleans him out. Absolutely wipes him out. Correctly disqualified for that.
Got a little bit of drive, Palmer, and just clapped him on the back wheel.
Just absolutely wipes him out. Yeah, correct disqualification. That right where there's no air fence as well.
Ouch. That Kings Lynn fence, if you don't hit the air fence, well, the foam fence, that Kings Lynn fence is very unforgiving.
Now I can see why Jace is out, but yeah, Jankovic was absolutely rightly disqualified for that.
Mind you, now, obviously I haven't seen it, so I'm not making any judgment whatsoever. But it's a weird one, because we had an incident at Scunthorpe on Friday night. I don't know if it's anything the same, I don't know. I think you know what I'm about to say. Mr. Dill.
Is this the Kill Demand and Stevie one?
No.
Oh.
This is the Tom Spencer jumping off the bike because someone got close to him. And it seems to be a recurring thing in Speedway at the minute. There's a couple of riders doing it. Now, I haven't seen the crash,
I
but
think I can
you
safely
get,
tell you that Jace did not jump off that. Yankovic took his front
well,
wheel for a walk.
obviously I'll watch it in the morning,
I know you like
maybe.
Yankovic, but that's Oxford fans' levels of delusional if you don't think that he should have gone for that when you see it.
I was going to say, you can't say that just yet. I can't see it. I've got Ruddy Sergey from Compare the Market on the telly.
Yeah, Yankovic lifts and he completely cleans him out. There's no other way to say it.
Just one of them racing incidents. He just picks up too much grip and Jace was wrong place, wrong time sort of thing.
Yeah, and Kvek was rightfully disqualified for it. And as you say, that back straight fence at Kings Lynn is not the most forgiving of things.
More dangerous with Scunny's fence.
And to be fair, Jace is a rider that won't jump off it unless there is anything going on. Why are we watching Heat 1 again? Don't want to see this. Put us back to the live.
I think they'll be showing it again after the.
Oh, we
break.
get to bloody see it twice.
The crash twice as well.
Oh,
If you get to see the crash trace, I'll get to give you the opinion on it.
Oh.
But I'm about 800 miles behind you guys. Maybe not. We're getting straight underway here.
I've videoed it. I'll send it you now on Messenger.
Oh no, we're seeing it now. We're seeing it now.
Yeah, we get Palmer's live reaction.
Yeah, seat number one's a bit boring, isn't it?
You watching the entire thing? We skipped through most of it, to be honest.
No, they just showed you like the first bend and half the back straight. Right, here we go. Nice to see Luke got his own suit on. Yeah, no, Jan was at fault there.
Absolutely 100% Yankovic's fault. So the correct decision. I'm glad you're not as delusional as Oxford supporters, Palmer.
I was just... It's hard to sort of make a judgment when you're just reading one person's opinion on the updates.
Yeah, but now you've seen it, I think we can all agree that the referee got it bob on. We're back underway here at Leicester. Yeah. Riders coming out for Heat 5.
I'll shut up then.
Yeah.
Palmer weren't like you slagging Jam off. Well, to be fair, Jace weren't like Jam taking him out, but here we are.
So the lineup for heat number 5. In red off gate number 1 is Ryan Douglas. In yellow off gate number 2 is Anders Rowe. In blue off gate 3 is Kyle Howarth. And off the outside in white, the guest for tonight, Tom Brennan.
Tom Brennan wasn't very impressive in Heat 1. It's a tough race to come into, but Tom Brennan isn't having the season that he'd have hoped for so far.
No, I think Tom Brennan may have peaked in that. Was the pre-season one that he did really well on? He got like 10 points or something. He was really good on that. I can't remember the name yet.
No idea, much. No idea at all. Palmer, was that your mate Jack in the background there? Oh, he's muted up. He ain't going to answer me, is he? And to be fair, he's about half a minute behind us, so... Dougie's the first one to settle. And Carlo follows in, just waiting for the two Sheffield boys. And they're all in. Start Marshall walks away. Carlo have made a really bad start there, and he's been gated. He's cut back really smartly. What a smart move from Carlo. Goes from last out of the gate to second on the track. Tom Brennan lifts and his miles cut adrift at the back already. Leicester have gated on another 5-1. Well, exited Ben 2 on another 5-1. Carlo looks like he's riding a bucking Bronco. It's all over the place. Ryan Douglas is riding the mid-track line. Carlo on the inside again. Anders Rowe and Tom Brennan just can't sort themselves out. Anders Rowe doesn't look as quick this time. And Tom Brennan's tailed off at the rear. Douglas looks impeccable here. He's absolutely flying. Got his wheel in the dirt and he's just ragging around that first and second turn. Kyle Alf's there in second place, just riding shotgun again. And there's no pressure at all coming from the Sheffield boys. They're racing each other here. Tom Brennan's trying to get around the outside of Anders Rowe. But the Leicester boys are half a straight clear. And Ryan Douglas is popping wheelies down the back straight for fun. It's going to be another 5-1 to Leicester, and they're going to open up a 10-point lead early on.
Yeah, good ride from the Leicester boys again. Think maybe Tom Brennan not the best choice, I guess, going by that first 2 rides.
Palmer in the comments, justice for Jam. I'm still racking my brain as to who this is in the comments, you know.
So the result of heat number 5 was a win for the rider in red, Ryan Douglas. Second was his partner in blue, Kyle Howarth, and third the rider in white, Tom Brennan.
Tom Brennan nicked
5-1
it.
to Leicester. Done. 5-1 to Leicester makes the score 20 to the Leicester Lions, 10 to the Sheffield Tigers.
Unlike last week, though, for Sheffield, they can play tactically in this meeting, so I imagine Simon Stead will be planning that one out already. We've got 7 people still watching us. Kyle Howarth moved at the start. I'd expect him to get a post-race warning for that, but he completely missed it. Smart cutback, though. There could be an argument for that. Should have been rerun because Kyle Howarth emerged off the second turn in front. So he initially punished himself with the start, but did gain somewhat of an advantage in the second turn. So there could be an argument for that to have been brought back. We've got Scotty Nichols having a look at the track now.
So you've now got me trying to work out who this person is.
Who? On screen?
In the comment.
Oh.
No, on the comments. You knew who I was straight away. They could work out your voice.
Yeah, you're quite a distinctive voice.
What the hell is it?
It's like a real life case of where's Wally. I know where one Wally is. He's in Scunthorpe.
The YouTube viewer, if you could reveal your identity, you'd be saving us an absolute help here because we have no idea who you are.
YouTube commenter, reveal yourself. Oh, hang on, I'm not Paddy McGuinness. That's my bad. Scotty Nichols having a look at gate 4. That's the first win of the meeting that's not come from gates 2 and 4. No Wally's in Scunthorpe, I'll have you know, unless you're on about my mother. This Dan Palmer fella's got the same sense of humour as you, Palmer. Funny that. We're having a look in the pits. I'd imagine one of the two Leicester riders from that race have got 2 on the bounce because we're waiting, and I think Kyle Howarth is going to be taking the RR here.
He is indeed, Mr. Daly is.
Kyle Howarth rides in place of the injured Luke Becker in this one against Chris Alder and Justin Sedgman.
We're just going to say to you, Mr. Daly, I think your stream might be a tad behind.
They're never
going
to be perfectly synced, not when you're watching on your own screens.
Yeah, I was in the first third and you were just getting out the gate.
They're never going to be perfectly in line. Me and Palmer found this out when we watched some in Conair. GP2 I think it was, or GP3, whatever we watched. So, yeah, that's why it's important that we just do our thing.
So the lineup for heat number 6. In white of gate number 1 is Chris Holder. In red of gate 2 is Max Frick. Gate 3 in yellow is Justin Sedgman. And off the outside in blue, taking the rider replacement ride, Kyle Howarth.
Mr. Wheeler, the absolute legend that is in the comments. Evening, gents. Tonight, Dylan, the YouTuber is going to be ... It's the biggest case of who done it since last Christmas when Palmer ate the last pig in blanket and nobody knew who it was. Tom Brennan looks fuming. Having watched Tom Brennan all the last season, he won't take overly kindly to failing to, scoring 1 point so far from his 2 rides on the end of a 5-1 in both. Start Marshall pulling them into line then. What have we got going? It's going a little bit dark there. There's a big black cloud starting to appear at Leicester, to be honest. So
Yeah, not looking good.
Start Marshall walks away for heat number 6, and it's a brilliant gate from the rider in gate 2 in red, Max Frick, but Chris Alder's got to the first turn, he's sending Max wide. Max cuts straight back underneath him and comes flying straight past him. Easy as you like. The two Sheffield boys are in second and third at the moment, but Carl Eweff's going high, wide and handsome. He's got the high and wide, he's straight round Justin Sedgman, so there's the handsome part done as well. Sedgy drops to the back, Chris Alder's clear of Howarth in second place, but Max Frick streaking away out in front already. And this is going to extend Leicester's lead by a couple of points. And Max Frick, again backing up the point earlier that we made, that he's absolutely flying this season in this league. Chris Alder tried to force him wide, but Max saw it coming, cut straight back underneath him, easy as you like, and this is quite strung out now, to be honest. Max Frick is about half a lap clear of Justin Sedgman at the rear of the field. 1 lap left to go. Max Frick's just got his wheel in the dirt and he's pulling away with each lap. Chris Alder's comfortable in second and Carl Howarth's comfortable in third as well. It's going to be a 4-2 to Leicester to just extend their lead a touch more.
Yeah, good ride there from the Leicester boys. You got a feel for Chris Alder. He started off well, and then just Max Frick got right up the inside of him, and Kyle Howarth getting the better of Justin Sedgman. So good ride from them. So the result of heat number 6 was a win for the rider in red, Max Frick. Second to the rider in white, Chris Holder, and third to the rider in blue, Kyle Howarth. A 4-2 to Leicester makes the scores 24 to Leicester, 12 to the Sheffield Tigers.
Fairly even break that. I thought Noddy had got there, but Max Frick was there as well, and he saw the move coming from Holder, so just cut straight back, straight underneath him, and that was all she wrote. Carl Howarth at the back early on, but just blasts it around the boards around the outside of Sedgy, but there was too much ground to make up on the front two. And that's the first drop point of the night for Carl Howarth. It was on 2 paid wins prior to this race. Max Frick looks fantastic early on as well. Now the riders are lining up for heat 7. There'll be another little intermission after this for the TV to go on an ad break. That's when we'll hear from the dulcet tones of Scunny Dan.
He might be alive this time.
Oh, he's alive. Josh Pickering's bike reminds me so much of Ben Trigger.
Yeah, that is true. I can see that. I can see.
More Wolfie, less McNally. Oh wow.
What have I done?
People are calling for your P45, boss.
Dan Palmer, if you're listening, get the P45 at the ready.
I don't think Dan Palmer's ever got rid of the P45. It's been typed up since the start of the season.
So the lineup for heat number 7. In red of gate number 1 is Sam Masters. In white of gate number 2 is Josh Pickering. In blue off gate 3 is Drew Kemp, and off the outside in the yellow helmet is Lewis Kerr.
Sam Masters will be looking to keep his unbeaten run so far this meeting going. And this pairing for Sheffield actually got 5-1 in the first one. Sam and Josh Pickering just having a bit of banter on the way around. Obviously get on really well with each other from their time at Edinburgh. Now Picco's left championship racing behind, and Sam Masters is on to a closer to home track of Oxford. Although still very fondly remembered at Edinburgh after maxing out as well against them the other night. Dougie and Max Frick just having a good chin wag. Speedway riders have a chin wag like nobody else I've ever known. All hand signals and stuff. So the riders come into line then. Simon Stead looks a picture of focus. Star Marshall's walked away. And it's a brilliant gate from both the Leicester riders. Drew Kemp's there as well. Sam Masters running wide. Drew Kemp's coming around the outside. Josh Pickering is on the inside, but at the moment Leicester on a 5-1. Pico comes steaming up the inside of Sam Masters, sends him wide. Drew Kemp's on that wide line. Sam Masters goes back round Josh Pickering, and now he's going to clamp him down, and Leicester have pulled clear on this maximum at the moment, and Sam just needs to team ride Drew now. The line seems to have moved out. Lewis Kerr's miles at the back in this one. And as Al said earlier, maybe a little bit of a concern for his job going on. But Drew Kemp's clear, and Sam Masters is playing the perfect shotgun role in second at the moment. Although Josh Pickering's putting the pressure on that inside line, Sam's leaving himself a little bit vulnerable. Does come back a little bit lower this time. Drew Kemp's clear out in front, and Sam Masters is riding absolutely fantastically to protect his less experienced partner. Josh Pickering's there and putting pressure on, but Sam's just keeping it screwed on. Pico's leaving just enough gap to be fair racing, and Leicester are going to extend their lead a little bit further here. Brilliant shotgun ride from It was close over the line though, but Sam has definitely held on to second there. Good battle between Pico and Masters, but a brilliant ride from Drew Kemp to take the win as well.
Yeah, good drive from Drew. Nice to see him getting a heat win for the Leicester Lions there, and great team riding from Sam Masters to just about hold off Josh Pickering, who fair play to him was putting a good amount of pressure on. So the result of heat number 7 was a win for the rider in blue, Drew Kemp. Second was his partner in the red helmet colour, Sam Masters, and third the rider in white, Josh Pickering. Another 5-1 to Leicester makes the score 29 to Leicester, 13 to the Sheffield Tigers after 7 heats.
This pairing for Sheffield are going to be a big concern to Simon Stead. With all due respect to Drew Kemp, at the worst case scenario, Sheffield would have been targeting a 3-all there. And Drew Kemp actually made a brilliant gate and just cleared off for the win. Sam helps him by team riding him, but they'd have still expected more from this pairing. And that's got to be a concern. You know, Tom Brennan 1 point so far from a possible 6. The same for Anders Rowe. Pico 2 from a possible 6. Louis Kerr's failed to score so far from 2 rides. Chris Alder's the only real consistent high-ish scorer with 2 second places for Sheffield. It's a fairly even spread across the team. Well, the 1 to 6 for Leicester. Joe Thompson's failed to score from 2 rides. All the rest of the Leicester boys have got at least a paid win. Palmer, can we have an update from Kings Lynn, please, Mush?
As you asked ever so nicely, I shall allow this for you.
Oh, what a boy.
So, when I last left, we just had heat number 2, but the score's at 5 points to 6. Heat number 7 was a win for the rider in red, Nikolai Clint. Second place in blue was Christopher Harris, and the third place in white was Tobias Musilak, with Keenan Rue bringing up the rear. That was 5 points to Kings Lynn, 1 point to Birmingham, and after 3 heats that made the scores 10 points to 7. In heat number 4, Jankovic came in as a reserve replacement for for Luke Harrison, whereas Jonas Jepperson came in for the recently deaded Jason Edwards, which was a win for the rider in white, Matti Zagar. Second in red was Niels Christian Trochman Everson, and the third place in blue, Jankovic, with Jonas Jepperson coming in 4th place in a 3 points apiece, making the progressive scores after heat number 4 13 points to 11. In heat number 5, Keenan Rue took the rider replacement ride from Michael Jepson Jensen, and it was a win for the rider in blue, Chris Harris. Second in red was Nikolai Clint, and the third in yellow was Paco Castagna, which meant it was 5 points to Kings Lynn, 1 point to Birmingham, making the progressive scores now 18 to 11 after heat 5. However, in heat number 6 was a win for the rider in white, Matti Zagar. Second in red was Richard Lawson, and the third in yellow was Jonas Jepson, with Norik Ladorn there coming in 4th place. So that was 2 to Kings Lynn. 4 to Birmingham, making the current and progressive totals 20 points to Kings Lynn, 15 points to Birmingham.
That was all very professional.
Well, you know me. I don't do anything other than be professional.
Keenan
If
Roos.
anybody,
There.
if anybody watched our stream earlier, you will know that my last sentiment is 100% true, and we don't go off on tangents on how boring the meeting was.
Apart from that one we watched earlier. Palmer's voice is definitely the easiest on the ears. That's because Palmer's resting is between heats. When he's talking consistently, not so much.
It's easier listening to your reluctant tones through my headphones than it is listening to Kelvin Tatum on his own.
Is he on his own?
I believe he's on his own.
Oh my god. Chris Harris is flying in this one. Yeah, there's a few concerns in this Birmingham team, same as the Sheffield one I think at the moment. But Keenan Roos started the season really well, but he's been crap recently, to be honest. And Bomber's flying.
They must have done a bomber track.
Yeah, they're making Nicola Clint look really good. And you ask Plymouth fans, he's not that good.
Well, I'm sure
Well, better than the last number one.
At least this one turns up, I suppose.
That's true.
Justice for rider replacement.
I'm sure Dan Winchester would agree. Justice for rider replacement.
Everyone loves rider replacement. If you ain't checked out his Twitter, check out his Twitter. It's brilliant.
It's funny, isn't it? Corga0109 has said, "Soz guys, but Palmer's voice is definitely the easiest on the ears."
Oh,
You didn't obviously listen to our stream.
I absolutely disagree with that one.
This is, to be fair, I'll apologise now to Cobra109 because I haven't got a clue who you are. But hello, thank you for watching.
None of us know who it is. I'm racking my brain thinking I ain't got a scuba.
I think it might be Skyrider. I'm going off the picture because I was trying to go through everybody on STS, and it's the only one that has similar picture.
As somebody that speaks to these two boys 5 nights a week.
Only 5? Yeah, you got a point.
5?
You got a point.
Yes, it's about 5 nights a week.
On average.
I don't think any of our voices are easier on any of our readers. I think it's safe to say that.
Oh, I think I know who it is now. I think I know who it is.
Girl.
I know who it is.
Who is it?
It's a girl.
Mrs. Santa Claus, Al.
Stop. I'm gonna help.
Birmingham are being absolutely outclassed at Kings Lynn here, looking at these highlights. Absolutely outclassed.
Oh, I know who it is now. Sorry, it just hit me.
Has it just hit you?
That's the only girl that I can think that rides STS.
May not be a rider of STS, Al.
If I maybe got that wrong.
Yeah, it may not be someone who races STS much.
Well, whoever this Dan Palmer is thinks they've been good this year. Well,
Mrs. Santa, I promise I've been a good boy this year. Palmer's sucking up 6 months early and hoping for some extra cookies.
And some extra money for his TNT subscription.
Again, just a quick plug. If there is anybody out there that does want to sponsor me a TNT Sport subscription, then I would be very, very grateful.
Hang on. I've got a sound effect that can sound like a begging bucket here. Let's spare change?
No one told me Nigel Tolley was in the room.
Sounds a bit more like Mark Phillips. He's always got the begging bucket out lately, hasn't he? Apologies, Winchester, if you're listening. But, you know, not really.
Mark Phillips needs to beg him bucket out so he can fund the fuel for his tractor so Daniel Winchester can have his driving lessons.
Yeah. Right, we're back on with Heat 8 here.
We're
Palmer,
back on track.
bon
I'll shut up.
voyage. Al, over to you, boss.
So the lineup for heat number 8. In blue off gate number 1 is Joe Thompson. Gate 2 in the yellow helmet is Leon Flint. Gate 3 taking the rider replacement ride is Max Frick. And off the outside, gate 4 in white is Anders Rowe.
Palmer's just sent me who the rider is on the picture. Now I'm absolutely certain it's who I thought it was. We know who it is now. That helps.
Well, you do. I don't know if I know who I think it is.
To be fair, I don't think you know the person, so probably not.
They know me somehow, but okay.
Al, everybody knows you. You're Scottish, you like iron brew, you go on trips to England for rain-offs.
Yeah, fair point.
I love that. You sent me a picture outside Perry Bar just as it gets rained off. Brilliant. Fantastic. So the start marshal walks away for Heat 8. And Max Frick is the rider replacement in red. A Grand Prix rider in Heat 8 as the rider replacement. And it's a great start from Max Frick in red. But Leon Flint's coming up the inside and putting some pressure on. Joe Thompson putting a little bit of pressure on Anders Rowe early on as well. But Max Frick's got the easy lead now. The Sheffield boys are packed in second and third. Joe Thompson's putting pressure on Anders Rowe at the back though. He's not tailed off in this one. But Max Frick's away and gone. The two Sheffield boys just need to settle into where they are. Joe Thompson's there or thereabouts. He's made some changes because he looks miles quicker, but as expected, Max Frick's streaking away in this one. Flinty and Anders are just partnering themselves around, almost team riding. They don't need to. Joe Thompson's nowhere near now. He's tailed off a little bit, but Max Frick's going to be 3/4 of a lap clear at the end of this one. And that's all she wrote as far as this race goes for Sheffield. Max Frick is the length of a straight clear of the rider in second, Leon Flint. And Anders Rowe is there in third. And that was it. And I'd imagine that's the end of Joe Thompson's night, to be honest.
I'd like to think so, but knowing Stuart Dixon, probably not.
Depends.
I reckon he'll give him another one.
Yeah, I suppose it depends how close the meeting is or not, as the case may be.
So the result of heat number 8 was a win, to no surprise of anyone, the rider in red, Max Frick. Second was the rider in yellow, Leon Flint, and third to the rider in white, his partner, Anders Rowe. At 3 points apiece, it makes the score 32 to the Leicester Lions, 16 to the Sheffield Tigers.
Now we know who's in the comments. I can say, yeah, Alan was at Leicester when you were there the other week. Alan was at Leicester when a few people from STS were there, but he didn't go and say hello to any of them because he don't know who the sodding hell they are. But he was there.
I said hello to some SC UK boys.
Screw the SC UK boys.
2 of which might be standing on that back straight somewhere.
Oh, Deeks and Leeson.
Yeah, those 2.
Noddy's out in this one. He's been making some good gates. He's just not had the best of speed on the track.
I wonder when Sheffield start to think of using their tactical substitute.
I could see the tactical maybe replacing Anders or Brennan in 11 possibly. Yeah, you definitely didn't say hi to this person, Al. You definitely didn't. Al doesn't like going and speaking to women.
It's a woman. This puzzled me now.
Al,
I thought I knew who it was.
It's the opposite to what we are, you know. We men, her not man. You want to give us the lineup for this one, Mush?
Yep. So in heat number 9, the lineup is Kyle Howarth in blue gate 1, Chris Holder white gate 2, Ryan Douglas red gate 3, Justin Sedgman yellow gate 4.
What gate was Max Frick off in the last one? Was it 3?
He was of gate number 3.
That was the first
Currently
winner off
keeping
3.
There's a second one, actually.
I missed out a heat where there was a winner off heat 3. Gate 1's the
It
graveyard.
was heat number... Unless I've got it wrong.
Which is, to be fair, a distinct possibility.
Heat number 7, because Drew Kemp won off gate number 3.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Star Marshall walks away for heat 9. Riders look at the tapes, and it's another blinding gate from Ryan Douglas, and Carl Health's got there with him. Leicester have again trapped on a 5-1 here in this one, although Chris Alder's putting the pressure on Dougie, but Carl's again on the inside. Dougie's keeping it screwed on the outside. Justin Sedgman's nowhere near in this one, and Chris Alder's moved wide now, but the two Leicester boys are team riding, and this pairing, as a pairing, are going to get their third 5-1 together if it stays like this. Palmer's just disappeared for a couple of moments. Carl Elf's got the lead actually at the moment now, with Ryan Douglas in second. Chris Alder's there or thereabouts, but there's no real passing opportunities at the moment. Dougie's keeping it screwed on wide. Carl Elf's keeping it screwed on low. Noddy's being tailed off as well as Sedgy now, and that's going to be all she wrote as they enter the final lap. This pairing's working really well as an engine pairing. Dougie's going to stay wide and Heref's going to stay low off the final turn. And Ryan Douglas crosses the line to take the win. Carlo shotguns him home, and that's the third win on the bounce for Ryan Douglas.
And the third one on... Oh, no, it's not the third one on the bounce for gate 3. Nearly. Oh, no, it is actually, it is. It is the third one on the bounce for gate 3.
Oh.
So the result of heat number 9 was a win for the rider in red, Ryan Douglas. Second was his partner in the blue helmet colour, Kyle Howarth. And third in white was Chris Holder. Another 5-1 to Leicester. And they extend their scores now to 37 to the Leicester Lions, 17 to the Sheffield Tigers. And I'm wondering if Simon Stead is getting very concerned.
I'm a little bit offended now I come to think of it. I'm friends with this person in the comments, yet she knew your voice but didn't know who the sodding hell I was. I'm really offended by this.
I don't know who the person is.
Oh, I'm actually really offended. I'm so offended.
Did this person have a podcast? Is that who I'm missing?
Nah.
No, it's not that person then. I really don't know.
It's not Ruth. Shitty Sheffield. You could say that.
Is Mr. Palmer back?
Palmer's ran off for the moment. He'll be back in a bit. Sure, Dixon looks happy. I sounded weird. I sound, I don't know, more professional on here. Can't be as common as normal.
Do you know what heat we got to Birmingham?
No. Pass. I think it was the last one Zagar won, so 7?
7?
6? Whichever one Zagar won last.
6.
Do you want to give us an update from there while Palmer's
I'll do Palmer's job for a change. So, heat number 7 from Birmingham was a win for the rider
from Kings Lynn, boss. Little bit of a difference between Kings Lynn and Birmingham, just about 4 hours travel.
From Lynn was a win for the rider in blue, Jan Kovic. Second to the rider in white, Tobias Musilak. And third was the rider in red, Niels Christian Iversen. 4-2 made the scores after 7 heats, 24 to Kings Lynn, 17 to Birmingham. Heat number 8, so Jonas Jeppesen come in for Jason Edwards, and it was a win for the rider in red, Norik Bladorn. Second was Paco Castagna, and third was Jonas Jeppesen. The 3 all made the score 27 to the Kings Lynn Stars, 20 to the Birmingham Brummies. And heat number 9, Tobias Musilak came in as a tactical substitute for Jonas Jeppesen and won heat number 9. Second place was Nikolai Klint, and Matti Zagar finished third. A 2-4 to Birmingham makes the scores after heat number 9. 29 to Kings Lynn, 24 to Birmingham.
Oh. I bet
Oh,
that.
indeed.
I bet that weren't as easy on the ears as Palmer would do it, was it?
Probably not, no.
So we're up to heat
And
9.
Chris Harris getting a last place. Wow.
Way, things you love to see. Chris Alder's being interviewed by Abbey at the moment at Leicester. Sheffield are really struggling with this. They struggled last week as well. There is no changes here. Lewis Kerr and Josh Pickering are both out.
Ooh, that's a very good rider replacement, that one, in heat number 10.
Is that Dougie as the RR?
Okay, it's taking the RR. It's a great choice.
To be fair, he could extend his unbeaten run here. The 2 unbeaten riders for Leicester are in this one.
Against what might be considered as a
weak engine room for Sheffield.
Yeah, weak engine room.
It's a weak engine room for Sheffield, this one.
The lineup for heat number 10. In the blue helmet of gate number 1, the rider replacement, Ian Douglas. In gate 2, in the yellow helmet, looking for some points, is Lewis Kerr. Gate 3 in red, another unbeaten man, is Max Frick. And off the outside, in the white helmet colour, is Josh Pickering.
Picker looked quicker last time out. He just couldn't get past a very, very good team ride from Sam Masters. And
I think it'll be even more difficult for him this time.
But Dougie and Max Frick have been on a different
level.
McNally, I normally like a Scotch accent, love. You're right by my neck of the woods up there, but you're proper Scotch, mate.
Good enough.
Everyone says you've got a thick accent, but it don't sound that thick. Or maybe I'm just a very educated boy.
We'll go with that one. Go with that one.
Your accent ain't thick. I didn't say anything about you, Al. I ain't commenting on that one.
No, I know. People always say I'm thick, but you know.
If our commenter is around on Wednesday evening, the A team of me and Palmer are back covering Poole versus Redcar. Because we have a vested interest in that meeting. With Ace Piper, Start Marshall walks away for heat number 10, and both Leicester boys have gated. Leicester emerge out of bend 2 on a 5-1. Dougie's come down low this time, and Max Frick's on the outside. Josh Pickering's there. Dougie had to slow up because Max Frick came around him. Dougie's very quickly moved out, and he's gone straight back around Josh Pickering. Lewis Kerr's miles at the back again. This is really concerning. Josh Pickering's come up the inside of Ryan Douglas here. Dougie's had to cut back to the inside, but Picker's clamped him, and Douglas might be about to drop his first points of the meeting. The Leicester boys got in each other's way on that first lap, and that Josh Pickering has benefited from it. Max Frick's away and gone up front. Ryan Douglas is now being tailed off by Josh Pickering, and Lewis Kerr's nowhere to be seen, to be honest, but this is going to edge out Leicester's lead again a little bit further. Dougie's got pace about him, but overtaking seems to be at a premium here. And Josh Pickering solidified that second now, but that's a case of what might have been for Leicester there. Max Frick comes and takes the flag, but Josh Pickering crucially ends his run of third place. He's on the wrong end of 5-1s.
Yeah, I don't quite know what happened to Dougie there. I think having to slow down for
him and Max Frick got in each other's way. Just got in each other's way. But it was still a heat advantage.
Yeah, it was still a heat advantage in the extended lead, so fair play to them. So the result of heat number 10 was a win for the rider in red, Max Frick. Second was the rider in white, Josh Pickering. And third, the rider in blue, dropping his first points of the night, Ryan Douglas. A 4-2 to the Leicester Lions. Now makes the scores 41 to the Leicester Lions, 19 to the Sheffield Tigers after 10 heats.
And both the Leicester boys gated, or maybe Dougie's gate looked better because Lewis Kerr missed it. Dougie was there or thereabouts. Frick comes round the outside, but in doing that, Dougie had to shut off, and that was all Pico needed. Palmer, D&D all the way. It's nice to have some support for the brand, Palmer. You know what I mean? But Sheffield need to look at using a tactical now, to be honest. They're miles behind. It's 41-19 after 9 heats, 10 heats, 10 heats. So there's no way back in, but they need to make this a little bit more respectable. Losing to Birmingham at home has really woke Leicester up a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry, I just read the comment there that someone put Leicester's new rider has just been leaked by Tatum just then. Rigorous placement.
Rigorous placement, that's a new one. Rigorous placement. Tom Brennan's changed bikes.
Dear. Hoping for a bit of better luck this time out.
Pathetic from Sheffield. Say what you really
Surprised
think.
Sheffield not using a tack sub. Maybe 12.
Who's in 12? I'd probably
Joe?
put it in place of Lewis Kerr to partner Leon Flint, mate. Lewis Kerr's been nowhere near. He's been awful. Drew Kemp's out again here.
Yep, so the lineup for heat number 11. In white off gate 1 is the guest Tom Brennan. Gate number 2 in red is Sam Masters. Gate 3 in the yellow helmet colour is, I can't even remember, Anders Rowe. And off the outside in the blue helmet is Drew Kemp.
Can't even remember. Have you not got a programme in front of you, Al?
I did, and then it was on the screen. I put my programme down, and then the screen disappeared, and I had to lift my programme.
God.
All right.
Palmer's just said, boys, I dread to think what he's going to follow this message up with.
He's got to go to Nana Jones.
Have I missed anything? Not really, to be honest. Al's done up to heat 9 from Kings Lynn, so you just need to go from after heat 9 onwards when we come back in after, because there'll be an ad break and interval after this one, I'd assume. This pairing for Sheffield have been 5-1 twice in their 2 outings together, so they need to get it right this time. Drew Kemp looked impressive, and this is that pairing that got that 5-1 last time with a brilliant team off from Sam Masters. Star Marshall walks away, and it's a good gate for the rider in red. Actually, white even. We got there in the end. Tom Brennan's cleared off out in front already. Sam Masters is setting chase, and Drew Kemp just crowds out Anders Rowe. Sam Masters is going high, wide, and handsome, and gets around Tom Brennan nearly. Very nearly gets around Brennan. He's there. Drew Kemp's on the inside. Sam Masters is definitely quicker than Tom Brennan. He made a really good start. He's known for gating, and so it proved, but Sam Masters definitely looks faster. Brennan's moved a little bit wider this time. Anders Rowe's tailed off. Sam Masters cuts back to the inside now, but Tom Brennan's got this all under control, barring any kind of mechanical issues. But it's just going to be a shared race. This isn't what Sheffield need. Tom Brennan's picking up a lot of drive actually in that bike. Sam's coming up the inside now. Brennan's winding it on around the outside. And Sam's going to go wide off the last turn. Bit of a blue groove forming on the inside of 3 and 4. Sam's gone wide. Is he going to do it? Nope, Tom cuts across. Good ride from Brennan there. Smart ride from Brennan there.
Yeah, fair play to Tom Brennan managing to hold off Sam Masters. Although Sam did look quicker, so fair play to Tom. And the result of heat number 11 was a win for the rider in white, Tom Brennan. Second to the rider in red, Sam Masters. And third to the rider in blue, Drew Kemp. Another 3 points apiece. And that now makes the current scores 44 to the Leicester Lions, 22 to the Sheffield Tigers after 11 heats.
Yeah, good ride from Brennan there, to be honest. Really, really good ride from Brennan. But no good with Anders Rowe being a little bit poor out the back. And that's not enough for Sheffield. They need heat advantages to get this anywhere near respectable. And with 4 heats left after this next one, Leicester have won. What does the track look like? It's got shale on it, it's an oval shape, and there's bikes going around it. I hope that helps.
Bike's going really, really fast.
The outside looks a little bit deep. The inside's gone really slick now. There's a bit of a blue groove forming. Scott Nichols is interviewing the 5-1 engine room pairing for Leicester, Dougie and Carl Howarth. They both look buzzing. That was a brilliant move by him to pincer Chris Alder, who got away quite well. When these go on an interval, we'll have a break. Palmer, anything going on at Kings Lynn, Mush?
Well, since you've had heat 9, I'll give you the result of heat number 10, which was a win for the rider in white, Tobias Musulak.
I ain't having this. I am not having this.
I'm just as shocked as you. He doesn't win 2 races on the bounce. Second in red was Richard Lawson, and the third, he only got himself a bloody point, was Keenan Rue with the door at the back. That's 2 points to Kings Lynn, 4 points to Birmingham, making the progressive scores now 31 points to 28. In heat number 11, Matty Zagar takes a rider replacement ride, which was stopped with an unsatisfactory start with a warning for Matty Zagar and Niels Christian Trotchman Everson, with a rerun with all 4 riders invited back to the restart.
Paul Wheeler's comment on the stream after your explosive number 2 comment. Wheeler, cheers Palmer, just eat knock on the door. You've ruined Wheeler's tea for him. Poor guy. We're going on a break here. Are we doing some filler or having 5 minutes?
I'll leave it up to you, boys. You're the host tonight. I'm just the butty-inny kind of person.
Why do we have 5 minutes?
We'll have 5 minutes. Smooth, damn, proper professional. Palmer, you've got yourself an admirer here, Mush. You've been saying for ages you wanted to get laid. You've been saying this for ages. Well, now it's your opportunity, boy.
Well, you see, I've been saying this, but I was humbled yesterday. And
you were really humbled.
I was humiliated and rejected at the same time.
Poor Palmer.
So it's a tough gig being this handsome.
Well, don't suppose you got a little violin kicking around anywhere, have you?
Da 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 da.
And on that note, we'll have a breather.
Actually, I've seen it. We better not. Heat 11. Heat 11 was won by the rider in red, Niels Christian Trotchman Everson. Second place in blue, Jan Kvek, and third in white, Matti Zagar. Paco Castagna there finishing 4th. That's 5 to Kings Lynn, 1 to Birmingham, making the progressive scores on the evening 36 to the Stars, 29 to the Brummies.
We're back. That was a nice breather. That was needed.
Are we?
We are back. We're back alive. Or live, if you want to look at it that way. We got 11 people watching. It's all going off in this chat, but we got 11 people watching. And
Not as many as you and Palmer had, but you know.
Simon Stead's playing a tactical in this one. Who is it? Because I'll be honest, I ain't looked.
So the tactical in heat number 12, coming out of the race, is Justin Sedgman, and going in is Thomas Brennan.
I mean, I won't say I told you so, but we kind of saw it coming.
And there's also been a reserve switch for Leicester, to the surprise of nobody.
Palmer's getting told in this chat. Oh, God. Youch. This is a decent looking pair of Sheffield now, with Tom Brennan partnering Pico.
You see what you mean?
Palmer's been absolutely killed in this chat. She ain't coming just for you, Alf. She's going for Palmer as well. She's taking you both out.
Go on, have a go at Dill. It's got to be his turn now.
Nobody can have a go at me. I'm a lovely soul.
That's a lie!
Drew Kemp looks a picture of focus.
That guy that's staring at his mate looks a picture of focus.
I think that's his spanner man. The legend that is David Howe spannering for Dougie. David Howe's a top bloke. He's giving D&D Media a lot of plugs where he can. Absolute brilliant bloke.
Sorry, Palmer.
Palmer's having a scrap in our chat now. Oh God, Palmer's
Not a bad one.
Palmer's the only fella.
She's having a go at me. She's having a go at Palmer, but she says Dylan's a good lad. Not a bad word to say about him.
Nobody's got a bad word to say about me, apart from a few people. This will be an intro. Right, back to the speed. Back to the speedway. This isn't idiots go dating.
There's an idea for a podcast.
Is that Zane? That look like Zane Kennedy.
I'm not sure who that is.
I'm sure Palmer will tell us when he comes back on, but he's about 5 minutes behind.
It is Zany Pops.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Anyway, sorry about that. The lineup for Heat 12. In yellow off gate number 1, the tack sub, Tom Brennan. Gate 2 in red is Ryan Douglas. Gate 3 in the white helmet colour, Josh Pickering. And off the outside in blue, the reserve replacement, Drew Kemp.
I ain't surprised to see Joe get taken out of his last ride. Drew's been really good, to be honest. Palmer says Pico's at Scunny with Zane when he's not in Poland. That makes sense. It's a bit like our Deck's always at Birmingham. Zane's always at Sheffield. Deck's always at Birmingham. Deck was there last week with that legend that is Mr. 2 Point Tom, who was spannering on loan for Dan Bewley from Brady Kurtz.
Well, there you go.
See, things you don't hear anywhere else. Useless knowledge from a fat lad in Tipton. Stuart Dixon's a picture of excitement tonight. He's buzzing off his nut.
He's maybe had one or two few many iron brews.
Everyone, oh yeah, he's from your neck of the woods, isn't he? Start Marshall walks away for heat number 12, and it's a good gate for the rider in yellow. Contact there in the first turn, but Dougie stays on. It would have been interesting if Dougie had gone down there, because Tom Brennan comes straight across him and clips his wheel. And Sheffield have trapped on a 5-1. Dougie's setting off chase after Josh Pickering now. He's using the inside line. Both Sheffield boys are on the outside. Drew Kemp's going outside. Track's really dusty, but the Sheffield boys are away and gone. And that was brutal in the first turn from Tom Brennan to clout into Ryan Douglas. But Tom Brennan is away and clear as the tactical. Josh Pickering is there a second. Dougie's gone from maximum to just the 1 point from his last 2 outings at this rate. and Drew Kemp's pinning it to the inside now, but there's just no overtaking. The track's not brilliant. Why is it every time we watch Leicester the track's crap? But Tom Brennan's just coming around 3 and 4 for the final time. The change of bike has worked, and Tom Brennan, as a tactical, takes the win. And it's Josh Pickering second and Ryan Douglas third. Drew Kemp just treacles in at the back.
Good ride there from the Sheffield boys. Way to make a comeback. Maybe a bit too little, too late, but you know.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit more respectable. We've got 14 people in the watching section.
So the result of heat number 11 was a win for the rider in yellow, Tom Brennan. I believe I'm stating this. Second was the rider in white, his partner Josh Pickering. And third to the rider in red, sorry Dan, Ryan Douglas. 5-1 this time to the Sheffield Tigers. Now it makes the scores Leicester 45, Sheffield 27.
Yeah, the not brilliant racing tonight. We've got to be honest. We obviously say things as we see it, and it's not, is it? It's just not great racing. But that makes the score just a touch more respectable. Although there's going to be a bit of a delay now because Tom Brennan's got 2 on the bounce with 13 coming up as well. So we'll bring Palmer in from Kings Lynn. Well, Scunner.
He's in Kings Lynn, is he?
Well, he might be.
I mean, last time I looked up my bedroom window, boys, I was definitely in Scuddy. Just refreshing the page now just to see if anything else has happened, but it hasn't because we're still at an interval.
Oh, well, that was a short-lived trip over to Palmer. We've got a delay. Abby and Scotty Nichols were having a good chinwag.
But, yeah. Again.
Came for the commentary, stayed for the comments. Oh, God. Wednesday's going to be a barrel of laughs now, isn't it?
I'll be too busy watching the racing on my computer screen to look at the comments on Wednesday. I do apologise.
Yeah, the comments will be me on Wednesday.
Although I might put my phone next to my laptop just so I can see, and then if there's any flirty business going on, it can be dealt with in the appropriate manner.
Mr. Palmer, I would like to refer you to YouTube.
Palmer's pulled.
Oh.
Is that your pal, Jack? Oh, you're 5 minutes behind. You'll see him in about 5 minutes.
No, Jack just behind Max Ritt.
Yeah. Between Max and Samuel.
Yeah.
Thought so.
Looks a little bit camp and a little bit of a turbo-atter.
A T-Wat. 12 people watching us. What on earth are these people doing with their Monday night? And he said Wednesday night.
I hope they're not watching the comment.
They're watching the Palmer and whoever this person is love show.
Love Island started again, and it's just in the air. Stuart's not quite as much of a picture of happiness now.
No, he's went from happy to maybe the Iron Brew's wearing off.
Got a point.
Apparently, that's so funny.
It looks like Alan does when the sherbets are starting to wear off. Alan drunk is absolutely fantastic.
It's something else, isn't it? I will never, ever forget that one night when he sent them 3 very specific voice messages.
And they've lit up our lives for the past 6 months since.
And it's the biggest regret of my life because I wouldn't forget about it.
Absolutely brilliant. Tom
Hi guys, it's me, Big Al.
I'm absolutely steaming. Alan, when he's had a sherbet or 2, absolutely fantastic.
It just me or does Stuart Dixon look really constipated?
Don't know, Mush. We've got the riders coming on track. We had Stuart Dixon about 5 minutes ago.
So Palmer, for the next couple of heats, would you like to bid you adieu?
How's kicking you out, Palmer? Alan's kicking the one half of D&D Media out of our own stream.
Oh, there's no way you D&D, pal.
There's an A in the and part though. That's why we use the sign.
There
There
is.
isn't. There isn't an and one.
You got a point. There's
Anyway,
a
the
D
lineup
in.
for heat number 13 in red off gate 1 is Mr. Max Frick, the unbeaten man. Gate 2 in white is Tom Brennan. Off gate 3 in blue is Mr. Sam Masters. And off the outside in yellow is Chris Holder.
Oh, they're going to take some finding. They were, what, May last year, maybe? Stuart Dixon's just having a chinwag. Tom Brennan's looked better in his last couple. A couple of wins after 1 point from his first 2 rides. Max Frick, the only unbeaten rider remaining in the meeting. And he goes off gate 1 here. Start Marshall walks away, and it's a good start from the rider in white. Tom Brennan, Max Frick's trying to send him wide though, and does so successfully. Sam Masters is through, and Sheffield have emerged off bend 2 on a 5-1. Max Frick getting a bit of revenge there for Ryan Douglas, sending Tom Brennan really wide off the exit of bend 2, and Leicester are around a 5-1. Chris Alder's there in the 3rd place. Tom Brennan's nowhere to be seen at the back. Sam Masters and Max Frick absolutely fantastic as a pairing. Seem to get the business done every meeting in E13, and they're away and gone again here. And Masters is pulling wheelies down the home straight. Track's really dry. There's no real overtaking. Ruthless first turn from Max Frick, but did what he had to do, and Sam Masters with a really smart cutback. Leicester are 1 lap away from a 5-1, which will take them on to 50 points, and with 2 heats still to go, there's still every opportunity for them to hit 60 points in this one. Sam Masters and Max Frick round 3 or 4 for the final time, and it's going to be... Oh, I don't know who took the win there, to be honest. It was very close over the line. I know that Chris Alder was 3rd and Tom Brennan was at the back. I think Max Frick may have nicked that, but we'll wait for the official confirmation on that one. But a really smart first turn from Sam Masters, to be honest.
Cracking race from the 2 Leicester boys there, and unlucky for Chris Holder, and Tom Brennan really unlucky getting sent to the fence there. But the official result of heat number 13 was a win for the rider in red, Max Frick. 2nd was his partner in blue, Sam Masters, and 3rd in yellow, Chris Noddy Holder. A 5-1 to the Leicester Lions makes the scores 50 to the Leicester Lions, 28 to the Sheffield Tigers. You got to feel a bit there for Tom Brennan, just getting forced extremely wide by the rider in red, and not really left anywhere to go.
Little bit of turnabout fair play, because Tom Brennan went straight into Ryan Douglas's front wheel in the D12, so
Yeah,
Max just sent him for the burger there and left him no room. Harsh. It's a bit like what he did to I think it was Matty Zagar, I want to say, at Leicester a few weeks back when Birmingham were there. But that was all she wrote, and Max Frick, Sam Masters lifted, I think. Max Frick does nick it on the line, and he remains unbeaten. Alan ain't going to have a clue, Palmer. Not a clue.
See, asking.
If we know, surely you're going to know. Now, Alan won't have a clue. I don't think he knows this person, to be honest.
If you tell me the name, that might help. Or message me the name.
No.
Come on then, Palmer, tell me who it is.
No. Riders coming into line for heat 14. Josh Pickering's out again here. He's got better as the meeting's gone on. But Seji hasn't been overly great after winning heat 2. out for the penultimate time tonight.
Take us away, son. To the lineup for heat number 14 in white off gate 1 is the reserve replacement, Justin Sedgman. Gate number 2 in the blue helmet is Drew Kemp. Gate 3 in the yellow helmet is Leon Flint. And off the outside, on a warning, is the rider in the red helmet, Kyle Howarth. Why he's on a warning?
Because he twitched in that one when he got the 5-1 with Dougie in his second one, which I said I was surprised wasn't called back because he came tootling around the inside.
I must have missed that bit.
You did. Evidently.
Oh dear.
Evidently.
Evidently.
I don't know what's going on with the gates, I'll be honest. I gave up halfway through of doing them. So, for the penultimate time, Star Marshal's calling the riders into order. Carlos Racing number's 29. I've watched this fella race for years, and I've just realised his racing number's 29. And that's only because it's on the back of his helmet. Drew Kemp, the last one to settle off gate 2. And it's a good start from Justin Sedgman off the inside. Drew Kemp's there with him and gone wide. Carhoff's tooling around the inside. Carhoff comes up the inside, but Justin Sedgman screws it one round the outside. Drew Kemp's wide run on 1 and 2 hasn't worked, and Sheffield have emerged on a 5-1. But Carhoff's now got back through into second place past Josh Pickering, and Drew Kemp's screwing it on wide. There's not as much out there as there was earlier on. The line seems to move back towards the inside. Carlo's putting some pressure on Justin Sedgman, who's got it right this time. Josh Pickering not as quick, and Drew Kemp is reeling him in, but he keeps going for that outside line, and there's just not anything out there anymore. It's all back down on the curb. Justin Sedgman's got one lap, and this is going to be just a second heat advantage of the evening, I think. Third heat advantage of the evening for Sheffield, as Justin Sedgman leads home Carhoff with... has Leon Flint come in to replace Louis Kerr? Josh, I don't know who it is, but yeah, it's a 4-2 to Sheffield.
Yeah.
Don't know. Didn't pay attention. But Justin Sedgman, so it was essentially the Sheffield reserves versus Carlow and Drew Kemp there. Good win for Justin Sedgman, and yeah, Leon Flint came in to replace Louis Kerr, who, let's be honest, has not been fantastic.
No, he hasn't. And he hasn't been fantastic for this team or for Poole. But anyway, that's for another day. The result of heat number 14 was a win for the rider in white, Justin Sedgman. Second to the rider in red, Kyle Howarth. And third to the rider in
Yellow.
White, Leon Flint. Sorry, yellow, Leon Flint. 2-4 to the Sheffield Tigers makes the scores 52 to the Leicester Lions, 32 to the Sheffield Tigers with 1 to go.
Who do we put in 15 then? Does Stuart Dixon put Max Frick out to go 18? I'd imagine that the Leicester pairing will be Max Frick and Sam Masters. Although there could maybe be an argument made for Ryan Douglas, although I think Max Frick will want his full maximum. Sam Masters.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be Dougie and Frick, I think, for me.
Well, Leicester aren't going to eat 60 points now. They could still hit 55 though.
Oh, look at that, 57.
Yeah, but 55 or more.
Yeah.
We don't do...
then who'd you pick?
Who do we put in for Shelf? Tom Brennan, I think, goes in.
Brennan and...
I'd say Pickering. Brennan and Picker.
Pickering, yeah. It is.
Dougie
I've just seen Fad Power put a massive... Oh, Lord.
What's that idiot putting out now?
A big spiel in the Glasgow Tigers Speedway discussion page.
What's he put in there now?
I'll let you read that one.
Oh, send it me then, because I can't be asked to go. To be fair, I don't really care what Robbo says. He's an idiot and everybody thinks it.
And I'll send it to Power as well, because why not?
Anything going on at Kings Lynn, Palmer?
I am ever so glad you asked.
Well, thought I'd better.
We've had. I left you at. Did I leave you at heat 12 or heat 11?
Before the interval, Mush. It's the last one before
So
the interval.
we've had 3 heats since the interval. Heat number 12 was a win for the rider in white, Tobias Musilak. Second in red was Nikolai Clint, and the third in yellow was Jonas Jepson. Luke Harrison there being a bit crap at scunny vibes. 2 to Kings Lynn, 4 to Birmingham, making the progressive scores after heat 12, 38 points to 33. Heat number 13, Paco Castagna took the rider replacement ride for Michael Jepsen Jensen and was a win for the rider in yellow, Matti Zagar. Second in the blue helmet colour was Niels Christian Chochman Everson, and the third place in red was Richard Lawson, with Paco Castagna there bringing up that lady's rear in heat number 13,
2
making the
secs,
scores
Palmer.
41.
Just before we carry on, it's not Ryan Douglas. He's just put his helmet away. Carry on.
Oh dear.
The score after heat 13 was 41 points to 36. And then in heat 14, Jonas Jepson replaced Jason Edwards, who's unfortunately no longer with us this evening.
In the meeting, not in life. Oh, Christ.
I've asked him, he's not going to help us much. Heat 14 was a win for the rider in red, Christopher Calvin Harris. Second in yellow was Jonas Jepson, and the third in blue was Jan Quebec. So that's 4 points to the Stars, 2 points to the Brummies, and the progressive totals going into Heat 15 is Kings Lynn Stars 45, Birmingham Brummies 38.
Keenan Rue is absolutely crap.
He's
He's proper shit.
He's not great, is he?
This is the Keenan Rue that Ipswich had for the last 2 seasons. He put everyone in a false sense of security for the first few meetings.
I have the lineup for Heat 15
if you
here,
would
by
like,
the way.
Thank
if
God
you'd like the
Toby and
lineup-
Zagar turned up. Go on then, Palmer, you can do it.
Do you like the lineup for Heat 15 at Kings Lynn?
You can, then you can do that one, I can do this one.
Going in red for the Kings Lynn Stars is Nikolai Clint. His partner in blue will be Christopher Harris. For the Birmingham Brummies in white will be Matti Zagar, and in yellow will be Tobias Musilak.
I mean, I ain't shocked by the Brummies pairing. Al, what you got for us, Mush?
Well, you will be shocked when you hear this one. So, riding in red for the Leicester Lions is Max Frick. In blue for Leicester is Sam Masters. Going in white for Sheffield is Christopher Holder. And in yellow for Sheffield is Josh Pickering.
To be fair, I'm not shocked by that because teams will give their own riders right. There's no points on the line now. Sheffield have lost, so they may as well give their own riders the extra ride. So team managers usually go one of 2 ways, but with the meeting gone, I ain't surprised by that. This has been an interest. To be fair, I'm glad they were covering this one and not the Kings Lynn one because this looks more gate and go than Leicester's been.
To be honest, the comments have made tonight this meeting more enjoyable than what they normally are.
They haven't they? We don't normally have people in the comment. For the first time since like the halfway point, we've dipped below double figures of viewers. And we're back on Wednesday for anyone that's interested for Paul versus Redcar live from about 7:20. That'll be me and Palmer doing that one because Alan goes to play football.
And I can tell you that my BSN doesn't run out because I've got a season pass.
That's always a start.
Unless Palmer forgets to pay the bill.
He brought the season pass.
It was already paid out.
He paid in one go. I'm the one who pays monthly.
Unless the Wi-Fi goes down in Scunthorpe, then you'll be fine.
Oh, that'd be brilliant. That would be so funny. It wouldn't because then Palmer wouldn't be able to do the graphics. I'd have to do them all. But it'd be brilliant because it'd be funny.
You just hear Del. Unfortunately, Palmer's Wi-Fi has gone down. You just hear Palmer and my go, fuck.
And we would as well, yeah.
It's been
It's
fun
not
chat.
Palmer side tonight, let's put it that way.
A little bit of validation for us putting our links on updates. Our mutual friend, I wouldn't have made the comments if Dan hadn't put them on updates. Good idea. We only figured that out about a
I'm
week
Palmer.
ago to try that, and our viewers jumped up.
It was
We
only
weren't
last
doing
week, wasn't it?
We weren't doing it before then, and to be fair, we probably should have been. Although we are launching a
To be fair,
podcast on
right,
Facebook, which is where the funny stuff and that's supposed to come. This was supposed to be more professional, but sometimes you have to entertain yourselves when the meeting just doesn't do it for you.
we did get a comment actually on Friday. I completely forgot to mention it to you from one of the members of the Scunthorpe track staff crew who was on holiday.
Hmm.
And they want, I think it was the Oxford versus Scunny one.
Hmm.
You know,
The one that you
that
lost your
controversial one.
SH1 the day of Waters
And-
Appreciation Society show.
And she comes up to me. She's like, "Are you part of that shoot some shale thing on YouTube?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Watched you were doing the Oxford versus Scuddy one. We would have got in the comments, but the Wi-Fi was a bit rubbish. But she said she really enjoyed what we did, and she'd never stop laughing.
It's something a bit different, isn't it? 'Cause people used to do radio commentary a fair bit, but we do this. We can't show the action, but we can. It's different to reading it on updates, and we can add a little bit of humour to it as well. But yeah, starting a week on tomorrow, our podcast goes on Facebook. It'll be about 35 to 40 minutes long. That's where all the controversy will be. And this will be our professional platform. And I say that with the least amount of sincerity possible because it's me and Palmer that do it.
We promised it wouldn't turn into the Dan Palmer dating show.
Yeah, and it won't turn into the Dan Palmer dating show. Palmer's just buzzing Love Island's back. That's what it is.
ITVX as soon as this meeting's done.
Now, do you watch it? Do you watch it for Love Island or do you watch it for Maya Jama? That's the question.
I
Maybe
watch
see
Love
Sterling, you
Island.
never know.
I watch Love Island because I believe that it is a very pleasant television program suitable for viewings of people of all ages and all abilities.
Palmer,
Hello?
are you drunk? How many of them cans have you had?
Since earlier today.
What is this SH1T you're sitting there spouting?
You know, I've only had one can since that GP qualifying meeting earlier
Is
today.
that because
And I
straight after it we both went for a power nap?
Yes.
That was the best hour and 20-minute power nap I've ever had, and that GP challenge helped to put us into that position. That was something, weren't it? We get a day to recover tomorrow, and then we're back on it on Wednesday, where we have a vested interest in Mr. Piper racing, so hopefully he has a decent meeting.
Would you like
Theo
the
Piper's
final
back on a
score?
bike.
You what, Al?
But Theo Piper's back on a bike.
Not quite, but he does have 2 kids that race as well, you know.
Would you like the final score
yeah,
from Kings Lynn?
let's have it. Oh, God.
So, heat number 15 was won by the rider in blue, Christopher Harris. Second, in yellow, was Tobias Musiak. And the third in red, Nikolai Clint. Matiz Agar, unfortunately, retiring. That was 4 to Kings Lynn, 2 to Birmingham, making the final score from the Adrian Flux Arena. 49 points to Kings Lynn, 40 to Birmingham.
I reckon Birmingham can still get the aggregate point out of that.
Tobias Musiak, 17 points.
That proves that the track or anything British Speedway wasn't the issue last season. It was a Kings Lynn issue. Riders are coming out for 15 here as well. We'll have Palmer in right after this race to have the final score, individual scorers from Kings Lynn. The riders are coming out on this one, and I think Sheffield are on 1 and 3. No, Leicester are on 1 and 3. Sheffield are on 2 and 4.
So, the lineup for heat number 15 in red off gate number 1 is the unbeaten Max Frick. Gate 2 in the white helmet colour is Chris Noddy Holder. Gate 3 in the blue helmet colour is Sam Masters. And off the outside in the yellow helmet colour is Josh Pickering.
It's only taken Alan years of watching Speedway, but he's finally caught on to the Noddy nickname for Christopher. Better late than never, Ray.
We say years. He's only been to watch his team twice in the past 5 years.
He's been to watch Leicester once in the last 2 weeks.
He's watched Oxford more times in 1 week than what he's seen his own team in 5 years.
To be fair, we watch Oxford quite a bit as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to shut up.
Well, didn't want to say
Good point now.
Alan's getting rather brave here, Palmer. Riders just settling down. Palmer will be back doing his talking you through the action on Wednesday because he's better than that at me.
Still, for the final day, dig us away, son.
We had to adapt with about 2 minutes to go tonight because Palmer was sat there, followed by, oh shit, my discovery has run out.
Oh, race has been stopped.
Well, you're ahead of me. Shut up.
Sorry.
Oh, there was movement at the start. They went straight on. Josh Pickering nibbled.
Ooh.
Josh Pickering will be warned for that. Reds was straight on, to be fair. Josh Pickering has a massive jump. Sam Masters benefited from that unsatisfactory start, but I'd imagine Pico will get a warning for that one. We'll try again. We've done really well so far to get through this meeting.
Yeah.
Definitely be back Wednesday. Brilliant. Wednesday's going to be chaos as well, Palmer. Bring it on.
Let's have it.
Hook the chaos and all that. Still got 11 people watching, so we've kept decent numbers, to be fair, all the way through, so we haven't been overbearingly irritating. That's always a start.
Dan's dating show may become a new feature on D&D Media if there's enough interest in it.
Trust me, there's not.
With a bit of
There's
luck,
not. There's not. Although we have got a segment we need to add to our podcast, which we're going to bring onto YouTube, but now we'll add into our podcast instead. I'll tell you what it is tomorrow now, probably. But
thanks, mate.
You can probably guess what it is. Jack pushing Samuel off there.
If Sam F's it up in this race, I can give Jack a lot of poo.
Don't you say that word. We're still having trauma from you saying about your issues prior to his Just Eat driver coming. Yeah, right. Back on with the rerun.
I've still got trauma for Butlins, boss. What you want?
Team 4 riders, Team 4 gates.
That was easy enough out. Start as you mean to go on. Three of our 10 viewers are our mutual friend Palmer. 2 phones and a tablet. Imagine if we're lagging on all of them. So we're saying one thing on one, followed by the other, followed by the other. It'd be like going down in Jenga. Start Marshall walks away.
Don't say that. I think she'd like that.
Start Marshall walks away. And it's a good start for the rider in red off the inside. Max Freak. Sam Masters tries the same cutback he tried in 13. Doesn't work this time. Sheffield boys have packed in second and third. Sam Masters has very quickly decided to move to the outside line. He's going to try and cut it back under both of the Sheffield boys. He's done Noddy. He does get up the inside of Noddy. Sam's committed to this inside line now and he's setting off after Josh Pickering. Max Frick's away and gone out in front. There's nobody catching him. As Palmer usually says, he could go and get burger or Mackey's or whatever from over the road. Sam Masters has solidified third place now, though Noddy's there, but Josh Pickering's pulling away from him in second now, and I think Leicester will settle in for this 4-2. Max Frick's been absolutely impeccable tonight. He's 1 lap away from completing a 6-ride maximum. But it's really slick now. There's not a lot of passing opportunities, to be honest. Josh Pickering's comfortable in second and Sam Masters is there in third. But Max Frick rounds the final turn to complete his 6-ride 18-point maximum. And Sam Masters picks up the third place with Josh Pickering splitting the Leicester Riders.
Cracking ride there again from Max Frick, and fair play to the Sheffield Tigers for splitting those Leicester Lions. I thought it was going to be a 5-1, but clearly not. So the result of heat number 15 was a win for the rider in red. Heat 6 ride maximum man Max Frick. Second to the rider in yellow, Josh Pickering. And third to the rider in blue, Sam Masters. 4-2 makes the final score 56 to the Leicester Lions, 34 to the Sheffield Tigers.
Yeah, what you said. Palmer, do you want to quickly bring us the individual scorers from Kings Lynn before Alan does the individual scorers from here?
Oh, go on then. So, for the Kings Lynn Stars, Richard Lawson scored 6+2. Noah Bladon scored 5. Nikolai Clint, 10 and a bonus. Chris Harris, 11 and a bonus. Niels Christian Trotchman Everson, 8. Jan Kvek, 7 and 2. Luke Harrison, 2. Ride replacement Rise scored 4 points. Paco Castagna, 3. Tobias Bushliak, 17. Keenan Rue, 1. Matty Zagar, 11. Jonas Jepson, 8 and 1. Jason Edwards fell and withdrew.
Al, do you want to bring us scores from this one, Mush?
Yep, so for the Leicester Lions, Max Frick, 18 points. Ryan Douglas, 11. Howard, 9+3. Sam Masters, 12+3. Drew Kemp, 6+1. And Joe Thompson failed to score. And for the Sheffield Tigers, Tom Brennan, 7. Rowe, 2+1. Josh Pickering, 8+1. Lewis Kerr, a very concerning nothing. Chris Holder, 6. Dustin Sedgman, 6. And Leon Flint, 5+1.
That's a wrap for tonight. We're back in about 46 hours time, give or take, around about 7:20 on Wednesday for Paul versus Redcar in the Cab Direct Championship. That'll be me and Palmer. There may potentially be one on Friday as well if Palmer's got his Discovery back by then. We may be doing one to the first night of the British double-header Grand Prix weekend.
I will ensure that I pay for my Discovery Plus on Friday morning. Andy Harrison, if you're listening to this, please pay me so I can buy my Discovery Plus pass, please. And thank you very much.
Thanks to everyone who's been in the comments. It's been a laugh. And we'll be back on Wednesday.